Welcome everyone to Osgir the Reconstructor, and this is part 5, and in part 5 we're going to talk about artifact reanimation. Our first card is Goblin Welder. You you sacrifice an artifact, target player sacrifices an artifact, and then that player returns and you choose an artifact from the graveyard, and you switch them places. We have Goblin Engineer. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card and put it into your graveyard. For 1 red and tap, sacrifice an artifact and reanimate an artifact that has converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now this is pretty awesome, because keep in mind it's any artifact, so you can always use Osgir for the ability if you don't want to return artifact. They get into the graveyard with this. Mirror Retriever. When it dies, return an artifact from graveyard to your hand. We have Oswald. Sacrifice an artifact, search your library for an artifact with mana value equal to it +1, and then then you put it on the battlefield. Remember to always activate it as soon as you can, because you can only activate it as a sorcery. We have Audacious Reshaper. Now, sacrificing an artifact, you reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal an artifact card, and you put it on the battlefield, and the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Then, Audacious Reshaper deals damage to you equal to the number of cards revealed this way. Careful not to hurt yourself too much. This can be a painful effect, and unless you wouldn't want to do it too much. Trash for Treasure. Sacrifice an artifact to return an artifact from your graveyard to your battlefield. We have Sanctum Gargoyle. Enters the battlefield, return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. We have Felled in a Third Path. Creates a token copy of a target creature in your graveyard, except it's an artifact in addition to its type. Gains haste, and you sacrifice at the next end step. We have Reconstruct History. Returns up to 1 artifact card, enchantment, instant, sorcery, or planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. This is such an underrated card. It's so good. 4 mana, return 4 cards. So good. Doretti, Scrap Savant. I was torn between putting in my card draw pile, but here it is. Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many. Sacrifice an artifact, then if you do, return an artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. And the emblem is whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard to the battlefield, return it to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. We have Doretti's Scraps Mastery. Each player exiles all artifacts from his or her graveyard, then sacrifice all artifacts and return all the cards exiled this way to the battlefield. And we have Wake the Past. Return all artifacts from your graveyard to the battlefield, and they gain haste until end of turn.